So I review a lot of things, especially in the health and wellness category, as well as fitness items. That's what this is. This is Merach brand, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is an exercise bike. You can see the back here behind me. We're going to get into a lot of details. I'm going to show you a lot of different angles of this thing. This is going to be a pretty in-depth video. But off the bat, I want to say that this was sent to me by the brand to test it out. Because I do a lot of this content, sometimes brands will reach out and they'll say, hey, we need somebody to test this thing out, give us some feedback, give potential buyers some feedback, let them know if it's any good. Spoiler alert, this is actually a really nice exercise bike. This is a stationary. I don't have to plug this thing in. There's a lot of really nice things about it. We're going to get into all of it and more. Some things you probably don't even care about, but most of it is stuff that's pretty important that you would want to know before purchasing it, or at least I would. So that being said, let's get into it. I'm going to show you different angles. While we're still here on this angle, I do want to say setup on this was probably the hardest part, but you know, it's an hour of my life and I've got this thing for the next, whatever, 10 years or however long it's going to last. So definitely worth the hour of, you know, putting something together that's not really that bad, because I'm not that handy, believe it or not, and yeah, I was still able to put it together without any issues. Mostly. I did put one piece on wrong, but then I just flipped it and it was fine. So that's it as far as the setup. Pretty simple, but it did take me like an hour. There's a lot of pieces, a lot of instruction. I will say it was packed extremely well. That's one little clip I'll show you, is when it's in the box. I did take a little video clip of it to show that. This thing's packed like there's a ton of styrofoam, there's a lot of tape, but it's really smart. Like if it wasn't packed that well, this thing would have got damaged, I'm sure of it, because there was a big gash in the styrofoam right where this thing, I don't know if a forklift jammed into it, I don't know, but I'm just glad that they packed it how they did, because otherwise I'd be getting a broken piece of equipment here. So that's that. I'm going to show you some of these angles and we're going to get into some of the specifics on how these different features work. Okay, so one thing I did want to talk about pretty quick is the seat, because this thing's actually really well designed. Honestly, the whole thing is ridiculously well engineered. I was kind of surprised at how much detail. I was like, this thing, I wouldn't be able to come up with this, definitely, because there's too many like moving parts and things that are like really interesting and easy to work with. First of all, this is like really comfortable. This is not like some stuff like it looks like it's kind of squishy. It's not like squishy. It's kind of rubbery. It's got a lot of resistance, but it's also like not to the point where it's too hard. Like it's not plastic or something. Like you can hear there's nothing to it, whereas this is like, that's a hard plastic down here in this piece, and actually this is metal. But yeah, it's really nice as far as the seat. It's got a little bit of dips down here, and in the middle it kind of rises a little bit, like it's perfectly suited for your butt, essentially what it's supposed to be holding. These can kind of go out of the way if you don't want to use the heart rate monitors, or for some reason you just don't want to grip this part. That's fine, you can just push them up and they're out of the way for you. This is a little lever. I'm actually going to sit down real quick and show you if I want to adjust the seat as far as if I want to be farther back because I'm taller, then I can bring it back here, press it forward, and I can come up here if I'm someone who's a lot shorter. And what that looks like here, really easy, and then you just push this little lever back down. I guess you can't even see the lever, but there's just a tiny little lever here on the side. Actually, if I bring the camera down slightly, this is the lever. You pull it up, you can adjust the seat height, and then if you push it down, it locks into place like that. So that's it for that. Ooh, don't want to rock that too much. Anything else over here? Oh yeah, this thing is really comfortable. The back for this, like this is like the kind of office chair that you spend a lot of money on and you could sit in all day. I was kind of surprised about that because I don't know, I just didn't expect it to be that nice. Like you think it should be a little uncomfortable if you're going to be working out in it, but this is not uncomfortable at all. Yeah, let's see if we can get a better angle of this. This is, yeah, fantastic. It feels really good with lumbar support. It's got that mesh, but it's not so much that like it pushes too much. It doesn't have too much give. It's got a little bit of resistance as well with this mesh netting. And I don't know, it feels really, really nice. So very happy with that. Yeah, let's look at a couple other things here. Okay, so it does have the foot straps that we've got set up here. Put my foot in there and put this other foot, the other foot strap. This is the resistance setting. You can make it where it's low, obviously, is one, high all the way over here. So if you want to switch gears, you can do it while it's going, or you can do it when it's stopped, doesn't really matter. I will say it's good to wear shoes with this, I think, in my opinion. And honestly, because I have shoes on, I could like open this up a little bit because these are adjustable straps, because you want to ideally be pushing through a little more the middle of your foot, not as much the toes like I'm doing here. It does have a little bit of a water bottle holder here, which is kind of nice. Once you start going, this will turn on, and then it's got your timer. It's got all this stuff going on here. Like I said, it's not the expensive one that's cost a little bit more money, but it's an upgrade. They have different models there. They have different things. You zoom out here, you can see I've got some grips here on the sides. And then I did want to say on the side down here, this is where it's got the thing to measure your heart rate. So on both sides, there's a grip here for this hand. If we switch over, there's a grip here for this hand. And then if you hold it there long enough, it says scanning right there. It'll eventually give you your heart rate. But I think because I have both, I only have one hand down there instead of two, it might not do that for me. That's pretty much it. Honestly, a really nice little machine here. Yeah, especially for the price point. You could spend way more money on similar devices that have more, established brands that, yeah, is it really that much better? Probably not. But, whatever. This has got a really good star rating. The people that do buy this really like it. You can see that and go check some of those specifically and read them and what other customers said. But I don't know. I feel really good about this thing. Yeah, highly recommend it.